Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, man. I'm gonna give my opinion, but I want y'all opinion on this shit too. Everybody, I want everybody to chime in. Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think whether a fighter is getting the shit beat out of him, or whether he's just clearly getting outclassed where he's not winning any rounds, do you think the referee should stop the fight due to the fact that it's an uncompetitive fight or it's one-sided? Because I've really been thinking about that, man. You know, based off what I've seen with the Demetrius Andrade fight and a couple of other fights. Now, I'm not even going to talk about Canelo, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. That fight was fixed. You know, they put every disadvantage in there for Junior, basically not to even remotely have a chance of winning that fight. All that fight was a fight to display Canelo and build up the Triple G fight, because they had the, you know, everything ready. The announcement and shit ready. That was just too convenient. I'm just keeping it 100. But it was an uncompetitive fight. And I'm thinking about Demetrius Andrade and Atlantis Fox. Demetrius Andrade pretty much won every round in that fight except for, I think, the 8th round where he got, you know, knocked down, in which he didn't get knocked down. He dominated the fight. It was an uncompetitive fight. But at the end of the day, Demetrius Andrade sort of like, you know, he took Atlantis Fox hard away from him basically after the first round. He wasn't listening to his corner. He wasn't listening to his dad. And I know people were saying, well, he didn't really get hurt hella bad, but he got buzzed quite a few times. And then plus he was just in retreat mode most of the fight. Because to be honest with you, I thought that they should have stopped the fight based off the fact it was so one-sided, and you know, Atlantis Fox just looked like he didn't want to fight, and he was just in survivor mode. He just did not want to get knocked out. This is the same thing as Ward versus Alexander Brand, Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Joseph Abeco. That fight should have been stopped. When I say Joseph Abeco was in retreat mode pretty much the whole fight, I mean, he clearly was trying not to get knocked out. And Guillermo Rigondeaux, they should have just stopped the fight and rewarded Guillermo Rigondeaux a knockout. And I think Atlantis Fox corner should have just stopped the fight. And I know his dad didn't want to have him have a knockout loss on his record. But at the same time, if you get thoroughly dominated and you looking like you didn't want to fight, because I'm texting people, Atlantis Fox looked like he wanted to quit. But his dad kept pressuring him, saying, come on, get out there. But he looked like, it was several times in that fight where he looked like he wanted to quit. And that was due to the skill set of Demetrius Andrade. To a certain degree, we not giving him enough credit. He made Atlantis Fox not want to fight, because he was clearly and thoroughly dominating him. And I thought his corner should have just said, look, man, if you don't show me something, I'm going to stop the fight. Because sometimes in boxing, it's worse to lose every round of a fight and just basically get humiliated. Because if you get knocked out, sometimes you could say, hey, I got caught with a lucky punch, or, you know, I wasn't ready. And it's a learning experience. Just like we're anxious to see how Lubin is going to recover from that, you know, from that first round knockout via Jermell Charlo. But I'm looking at that fight. I looked at it twice. Demetrius Andrade pulled that dude's heart out. Like I said, I listened to 7/8's video where, yeah, he was 6'5" and nothing. No, at the same time, he was 6'5" of basically getting his heart took away from him. Look at that fight. Anybody that watched that fight, if you still got it on demand, if you recorded it, look at Atlantis Fox demeanor. He wanted to quit. He was hoping that his dad would bail him out. He wanted to quit. Look at him towards the last couple of rounds. He was hoping that his father, man, would bail him out. And you could just tell his dad, one of them type of dudes that get on him if he would have said, hey, I want to quit. But you could tell Atlantis Fox, he wanted to quit. And I'm just keeping it 100. But yeah, I have to ask that question. Do you think if a dude is just getting thoroughly dominated, it's a one-sided fight, the guy that won every round, should they just stop the fight? I mean, if it's no way in hell this dude can win the fight, and I know people will say, well, what if he land a miracle punch and he get the dude out of there? In most cases, that don't happen. Let's just face the fact, it is very rare where some dude lands some miracle punch in the 12th round and get knocked out. The only person I can remember that happening to was Jermaine Taylor versus Carl Froch. And Jermaine Taylor was on the verge of winning that fight, and Jermaine Taylor, he still wanted to fight, and he was ahead on most of the cards, and he ended up getting knocked out in the 12th round. That's one of the very few cases. But most of the time it doesn't happen. And I just was thinking about that. Because at the end of the day, you also don't want to have a Pritchard Colon Terrell Williams fight, which I'm going to do a video on that probably tonight. I'm really going to get in depth in that fight. You know, I'm really going to talk about that fight because it's time. It's really time to talk about that fight. But yeah, I'm asking that question. Do you think if a dude is just clearly out of a fight, I'm talking about if it's like a 12-round fight and he didn't lost every fucking round, just get beat up, getting outclassed, do you think the corner of the fighter have a civic duty to just say, you know what, you're not going to win this fight, you're clearly out of this fight? Because how many times do you hear, oh, you need a knockout to win, you need a knockout to win? How many times does that actually happen? It, like I keep saying, it rarely happens. Because most of the time, if the dude think he's way ahead on the scorecard, he going to play it safe. You know, he going to, backpedal, he going to get on this bicycle, stay out of harm's way, and more than likely cruise to a 12th round decision. Now, he may have a period in the round where maybe for about 20 seconds he'll try to seek and he land that big shot, to hurt the dude to get him up out of there. But more than likely, the fighter is going to play it safe. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. I'm out.